is a do-everything guard.
CBU again making its tournament debut. They get a 15 seed. They could get sent halfway across the country. It's 70 miles from home. So it feels like half of Riverside is in this arena tonight. And a nice Southern California battle here to close out the evening. That triple is down for Angela Dugalich, the redshirt junior, gets things started for UCLA. This is CBU's starting five. Webb leads the way, as we mentioned, with 21 a game. She is the senior from San Diego. And it's powered a team that won 28 games this year. That lineup brought to you by Capital One. Gabriela Jaquez gets the start for UCLA tonight. She finds London Jones, and back-to-back triples are down for the home team.
And that's a great sign for UCLA. They want to continue to get London Jones their best three-point shooters. Look, she had a little bit of a quieter production rate at the Pac-12 tournament, but a good start for her.
There was Webb trying to attack down the right alley. That shot was affected by Dugalich. This is UCLA starting five. I mentioned Jaquez gets the start because there's 6'7" invincible post force. Lauren Betts is out tonight with a right foot injury. That starting five is brought to you by Capital One. So CBU back the other way, trying to get on the board. Nene Calhoun can't hit. This is a prolific scoring Lancer team. They average more than 81 a game. Really just trampling the competition in the WAC this year. Calhoun takes it away from Jaquez. Calhoun up ahead to Barrington. And she lost it, stays here.
How about the juice in this building? A lot of CBU fans have made the trip. They said 1,000 tickets were sold.
It feels like more than that. There's Corey Close, now in her 13th season. And she's one of the finer coaches in the nation. She has guided now UCLA to 7 tournaments in the last 8 years. That pass somehow still finds its way to Jaquez. Dugalich has already hit one triple. To the corner now for Jones. Lines it up. That one bounces out and over the backboard. Jared Olson's team won the WAC 3 years ago. Not just the regular season, but the tournament title. They couldn't go. They were still transitioning from Division II to Division I. So now the freshly minted and now 3-time WAC Coach of the Year said it feels like we're validated. We finally can play in this thing. They certainly have been one of the preeminent forces in the WAC for several years now.
Yeah, this is a big-time moment, not just for the program, but for the school. And really just a decade ago, they were in the NIIA and then made it to D2, now fully eligible in Division I.
Good rim protection there. Rice on the drive the other way. That's a foul on Anaya Tua. So Rice should be headed to the free throw line. That is the all-conference engine for UCLA.
Kiki Rice has had a tremendous sophomore campaign. Really just fills out the stat sheet. She scores, leads his team in assists, 1.5 steals per game. And that's another thing that Corey Close said they really worked on in this 2-week break from the Pac-12 tournament, trying to find ways to keep getting Kiki Rice and Charisma Osborne downhill.
Rice, the sophomore from Maryland, one of the top recruits in the class of 2022. She could have went anywhere. Chose UCLA, and she has taken a fine step forward in her second season. She's got UCLA out to an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, they have been on fire. You see some full court pressure coming on early. A pretty frenetic pace to this game. Both of these teams high scoring, up and down.
Now Barrington's got the first basket now for the Lancers. That's the senior from Utah, Kinsley Barrington. This is Charisma Osborne, who we showed you a moment ago, number 20 in the white. More than 2,000 points in her career. And is going to go down as the second best scorer in program history. The fifth-year senior lets it fly. Left the three short, and Tua another rebound.
And CBU mixing up the defense early, kind of a matchup zone, setting up in a zone, but switching a lot of things. So just trying to keep UCLA guessing a little bit.
This is Webb, hits the roller. That pass, though, is a bit too far for Barrington. Good idea, but the turnover gives it back to the Bruins. It was such a fine year for UCLA. In a lot of ways, one of the more successful regular seasons in a long time. They won 8 games against ranked opponents, and not just in league play. They beat some good teams out of conference like UConn, Ohio State, Florida State. Jaquez cleans it up, scores it, and it's 10-2.
Yeah, the 8 top 25 wins. Best mark in the country this season. Corey Close just has spoken so highly of how good the Pac-12 has been. We all know that. She thought the Pac-12 was good enough to have 3 #1 seeds.
Yeah.
Of course, her team getting to 2nd seed. Texas moving up to that 1 line.
Webb is going to the free throw line after drawing the foul there on Christine Iwala.
And we came on the air talking about this electric guard, Chloe Webb, sensing a mismatch there. Using the foot speed. Looked like a pretty clean block in retrospect, but Chloe Webb's going to get herself to the free throw line for the first time.
Webb has great instincts, and look at the quantum leap that she took from redshirt junior year to this 5th-year season. Kim, what have you noticed?
Yeah, I mean, she has just been more confident stepping up into that primary scorer role. Not just the best player on the team, but best player in the WAC. And she had spent 3 years at UC Irvine. She was not a 3-point shooter there, and she has made that a part of her game.
Barrington impacted the shot there from Iwala. And so CBU racing the other way. They love to play fast and high possession games. Not sure the shot clock was reset. Yeah, Scott Osborne was the one who blew the play dead. Shot clock still reads 13 right now. And 5:37 on the game clock. So that's one way to stop the fast break.
I was going to say, I don't think the table can keep up with the pace that we're seeing. It is insane right now how quickly both teams are looking to push the ball up the floor.
And so it looks like, yeah, put 24 on the shot clock. Jared Olson said, I watched a lot of those Phoenix Sun teams from the early 2000s. Sean Marion, Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire. He said, that's why we play so fast. I love fast, high possession, rhythmic games. Barrington now has a couple of baskets.
And we talked to some of these CBU players yesterday. They said, we are not scared. And Lindsey Barrington looked fearless, a little undersized in that matchup, taking it right to Iwala.
The women's championship debut for the Lancers from California Baptist, small private school in Riverside. Jones spots up. And she's had a couple of clean looks. Hit the first one, nothing since. And a 1 of 3 from deep. It's UCLA by 4. Winner advances to face Creighton in the round of 32 on Monday. Boss Duran, corner 3, not that time. Osborne comes down with the ball. Through the reach, Iwala goes to the line for a pair. UCLA by 4. We take a timeout with 4:35 to go.
Now ready to go. They look like veterans, but Jared Olson has been with the program throughout all these transitions in his 12th season. And as he said, he just felt like this is such a big moment, sort of putting their school on the map.
He's very selfless, hardworking, humble Omaha native. And so his team down 5 in the early minutes. First quarter, first ever meeting between UCLA and California Baptist.
An interesting tie-in with Omaha. Jared Olson was on the staff of Jim Flannery, the Creighton head coach, who awaits the winner of this game.
Lemon, the freshman, secured the offensive board but couldn't put it back in. Webb went for the steal. Osborne drives and draws the foul. And followed by LSU and Middle Tennessee. The Blue Raiders, the lower seeded team to advance thus far in the round of 64. And coming back from 18 down. That was an impressive comeback. CBU, they love to get out in transition and love to play in high possession games. They're just 2 of 11 from the floor. Yeah, they're all square on the glass with the UCLA team that's much larger. Calhoun for three, offline. They'll launch him now from deep.
Yes. California Baptist 5th in the country, making 10 threes per game.
Osborne comes down with the offensive rebound. And UCLA, again, playing without Lauren Betts. Their 6'7" center is out with a foot injury. Jaquez there right at the rib. She's got 4.
So they're a little smaller without Lauren Betts, but still plenty of threats on the post. Gabriela Jaquez there using her length on the interior.
Knocked out right into Corey Close's hand, so UCLA will take it. And Close mentioned yesterday, unlikely that Betts was going to go today, but she's very optimistic that she would be ready should this team advance and play Monday. What a year Betts has had, the X factor, missing ingredient for this UCLA team. Only about, 10 minutes a game last year as a rookie at Stanford. Hits the portal, and Close recruited her quite closely as throughout her high school career. There was some familiarity there. Turned into an all-conference player in the Pac-12 this season. Osborne back out to Sontak. Jaquez starting to plan the attack. Assertive drive, and she scores with the left.
Really impressive. CBU, this defense is really tight in the paint, packing things in, and Jaquez has just found a couple of openings.
Well, Jaquez is the one who took Betts' place in the starting 5, so she's 3 of 3 from the floor. Tua working hard, got her own miss. Not sure that hit the rim, so no shot clock reset. Boss Duran trying to move this one around the perimeter. Webb's got it with 4 to shoot. Tua turns, and she shuffled the feet. That's a travel.
Gabriela Jaquez, one of many talented sophomores on this team. What a beautiful take, rip and drive right through the middle of the paint. Just gliding through. Nice start for her and her start.
Brother Jaime with the heat. Little dunk contest appearance for the former UCLA great. So the family lineage continues in Westwood.
In more ways than one, because I saw some footage on Twitter, I'm still going to call it that. Gabriela Jaquez dunked a tennis ball and a volleyball in practice this week. She's gearing up for the basketball.
Hey, the bar has been raised. There's Webb on the interior. That's her second bucket. She was automatic in the WAC tournament final. Went for 24 and 15 boards in that win against Stephen F. Austin. There's a foul on the inside. Again, the UCLA size, even without Betts, is certainly going to be a problem for CBU today to have to handle. That's the first on Emily Sewell. Owens kicked it, ricocheted out of bounds, ball back to the Lancers.
CBU certainly coming out with defensive intensity. Very much undersized against this Bruins team, as you just mentioned, but they are making up for that with intensity, activity, active hands, and forces that turnover.
Neither team shooting it exceptionally well to start. CBU just 3 of 14 from the floor. Webb might have to give this one away. Sewell bails her out. Tua, bounce pass. Sewell left the mid-range jumper short. Dugalich got it. Straight on 3 is down.
That is certainly a strength for Angela Dugalich, who at 6'4", a little bit of a stretch 4. She has certainly hit some big-time threes for the Bruins at certain points of this season and postseason.
Well, she's got 2 today. Boss Duran coming hard off the screen, and there's Cameron Brown erasing that one at the rim.
Ooh, Cameron Brown, another 5th-year senior, bringing some intensity from the bench, perfectly positioned from the back, making sure didn't get the foul call. He's got this arena fired up.
Inside of a minute now in the first quarter. UCLA by 9. Sewell underneath. To the reach. Smothered her. And it stays here with 7 on the shot clock. Well, there is that size. A couple of blocks back-to-back for UCLA. They're top 25 in the nation in terms of blocks this season. This is Calhoun. That's a deep 3. Left it way short. So UCLA has it with 23.4 to go in the first. And with a 9-point advantage. Hey, Russell Westbrook in the house. Speaking of some former UCLA royalty. Not going to miss, not going to miss this one. It's a UCLA team that certainly has some legitimate championship aspirations. They've never been to a Final Four, but in a season where this is the highest seed they've ever received, they've got legitimate aspirations to do so. 1 second left. Osborne has to hoist. And there's the horn. So UCLA takes a 9-point lead into the second quarter. In program history, 8 wins against ranked opponents. That's most for any team this year in college basketball. It is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, they are so challenged, so battle-tested, and an overall record of 25-6, with 5 of those losses coming in the Pac-12, which was an absolute gauntlet this season. Everybody beating each other. 2 #1 seeds, UCLA maybe could have been a third. So any teams coming out of the Pac-12 are ready for battle.
Well, 7 of those Pac-12 teams made this tournament. Stanford won the league. And then USC and UCLA tied for second. They met in that arduous Pac-12 semifinal a couple of weeks ago. USC won in double overtime. And that refocused this UCLA team in a lot of ways. Corey Close told us, we spent a lot of time these last couple of weeks maybe just reminding our players, listen, don't forget about the overall big picture accomplishments that you've achieved throughout the year. 25 wins is a brilliant regular season. And they're a refocused group. Meanwhile, Chloe Lemon, who's gone for 12 points off the bench this year, freshman from Omaha, has got her team back within 10.
But yeah, UCLA, Coach Close sat there very big on analytics. It was really interesting to talk to her. They went back and revisited the areas they're the best, which might be coming off of a turnover, special situations, and they revisit a lot of positive film throughout the season to just mentally regroup and remember all that they've done this season.
Early second quarter of this 2-15 battle. Rice knocks it down from 18.
So much maturity from Kiki Rice. You would never really think she is still such a young player, a sophomore, with the way that she approaches this game.
Knocks that pass away, so it forces CBU to inbound here on the sideline. CBU playing without their second leading scorer. That's Felipa Barros. It's a critical absence. Didn't play in the WAC tournament final. Dealing with a left leg injury. This is Barrington. She's gone to that spin move a couple of times over the right shoulder. Iwala picks up her second foul.
And we talked about the three-point shooting of this CBU team, but Barrington has really been a force on the interior. She has not shied away from being a bit undersized. She's been physical on her attacks.
Barrington right back to the cup again, cut off by Iwala. Hawkes going to Calhoun. She's trying to break her down. Takes her to the block, goes up with the right. That's good defense. And so Hawkes starts the break. Out to Jones. Jones, a crossover, blow by, gets fouled. And so London Jones goes back to the free throw line.
London Jones coming out in this game with such intensity. We saw her knock down an early 3, but then shifty with the ball. And to not fall on that, she caught her fall. That is athleticism, core strength.
So Jones, by the way, from Riverside, grew up not too far from the CBU campus. Been one of the better three-point shooters in the league this year. So remember, for the 4th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game, it's on our ESPN family of networks. For more info, go to ncaa.com. The round of 32 begins tomorrow. We're closing out first-round play. The only lower-seeded team to advance, MTSU, with that win over Louisville in Baton Rouge. That's an illegal screen that's going to give possession back to UCLA. So that's the second on Barrington. UCLA has built its first double-digit lead. Osborne from 18. Bounces out. Here comes Calhoun. Lead feed to Webb. Webb spins on Osborne. Underneath the hoop. And she dragged that pivot foot. Another turnover.
And that's a fun matchup to watch. Two electric guards about the same size. UCLA has kept Chloe Webb quite at bay so far for her standards. Just 4 points. And Charisma Osborne just putting on the clamps defensively.
I think what gets lost maybe when you look at just how skilled this team is offensively is the defensive prowess. One of the more efficient defensive teams in the country. Matter of fact, they're top 25 of the nation. Ironically, there's the turnover from CBU. And there's this Spaniard, Nuke Bosch-Duran, lays it up and in.
And Nene Calhoun initiating the break. She's all gas, no breaks. I mean, she is looking to get that ball up and out into the middle of the floor the moment she has her hands on it.
Rice on the pull-up. It's an impressive shot. She's got a great mid-range game and can beat you off the bounce as well.
Yeah, she's been so steady, so methodical. Never really gets sped up, picking her spots.
Iwala shades Barrington. This is Tua now. Knifes her way in. Missed the layup. Numbers for UCLA. Here goes Rice. Gets fouled and heads to the line.
Kiki Rice has been so aggressive in this game. Really, all of the UCLA players has. But she has been looking for her shots, been creative, been mixing it up. Some pull-ups, took a 3. This time downhill, where she is one of the best drivers in the country.
She's undoubtedly the engine for UCLA. That decorated prep career was the Gatorade National Female Player of the Year coming out of high school.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy because in her recruiting class, her and Lauren Betts were the top 2 recruits, and now they are teammates. Lauren Betts not available in this game, but top 2 recruits now in Westwood.
Barrington fires. This is the 3. Rice is a good rebounding guard. Now starts the break. Jones wants it. Dugalich knocked it back out. Barrington slips, fouled by Jones. So Kinsley Barrington has a pair of free throws coming up.
This was a nice 2-woman game here. Nuke Bosch-Duran facilitating draws 2, and Barrington with a hard cut on the roll. She has really been their best asset offensively. She's been aggressive. She's been confident.
Yeah, been very active in the early goings of this one. She's taken 6 shots. So that's the most any CBU player has taken tonight. And you can see the jump from her first season in Riverside to this year. Started at Southern Utah. And the senior So impactful this team's success this year. Brown comes away with the offensive board. UCLA has done a fine job of the offensive glass. Dugalich can't bank that one in. The Lancers on the move. They're down 11. In this battle in Westwood. This is Bosque Duran. Back out to Calhoun. That's a foul on Jaquez. With 4:51 to go in the second quarter. Little Southern California clash. We're going to see some of what Caitlin Clark did today. So Iowa advances. Of course, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer now knows who she and her team are going to face. West Virginia outlasting Princeton, so that's going to be Iowa's opponent on Monday.
It's so interesting to see her play now that she's made her decision. She's broken her records. Just really able to fully enjoy this final March Madness for herself.
That was an offensive foul, by the way, on Barrington. So as good as Barrington has been, she was just whistled for her third. And so Sewell has to come back in.
And obviously not much size for this CBU team. So Barrington, their biggest threat inside in terms of defensively, offensively. So really small right now for CBU.
Jones fires. That's strong. Brown tried to knock it free, but Webb now a blur into the front court. Tua launches and buries the three. So California Baptist just nailed its first triple. And the CBU faithful, they traveled well. 70 miles from campus. There to celebrate. Look what Tua has done down the stretch of the regular season.
Yeah, she's averaging about 20 per game, and she's shooting 68% from three coming into this game across her last four.
Webb now drives, throws it up. Osborne rips the rebound away. Bosque Duran trying to cut her off. Osborne gets free. Jones checks the feet. This is the three. Dugalich, one more try. No, it bounces out. There's a tie-up after that one bounced away. So Calhoun ties up Brown. Possession arrow favors UCLA.
And it's too bad that that three didn't drop, because that was an insane cross-court pass from Charisma Osborne. Perfectly placed from one sideline to the other.
Well, let's see if she can knock it down from 12. That one rattles out. So the last three UCLA shots, I think, have caught more surface area of the rim without going down than you've ever seen. Although it's a foul on Brown, that's her first. And CBU is in the bonus for the remaining 3:31 of this second quarter.
Yeah, tough start offensively for UCLA, shooting just 30% from the floor, having a tough time buying a bucket. Lots of easy ones, just kind of going halfway down and out.
Yeah, neither team shooting well. CBU below 20% from the floor. But this is Tua at the line, the redshirt junior from Anaheim. And she really has played some inspired ball of late. 22 points, 5 boards, a few assists in the WAC championship game. It was a 75-74 win against Stephen F. Austin. Some of their big-time players made some clutch baskets late in that game. They were raised a 10-point deficit at half to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. There's an offensive foul on Brown. That's her second. And so CBU down 7 has it here with 3:23 to go in the half.
And it was Bosque Duran who drew that offensive foul. She was really the specific player that told us, we're not afraid. We're ready for this game. She's just 5'7". Her first year at CBU, coming over from Wichita State.
Well, there's a great chance here for CBU, because UCLA is ice cold. It's one of its last 10 from the floor, and that foul is going to send the Lancers back to the free throw line. That's the first on Dugalich. CBU, Kim, they're 6 of 8 at the line. You know, again, with no bets, they have been pretty intentional about trying to get to the rim, maybe put some pressure on UCLA.
And we talked about how CBU is one of the top three-point shooting teams in the country, but they also make about 15 free throws per game. So they're threes and drives, and they're keeping themselves in the game at the free throw line.
Lena Sontak, the sophomore, flings it up. Osborne crashes the glass hard and forces the tie-up. Possession arrow, though, CBU.
Their fans are fired up right now. Credit to them for making the trip. I know it wasn't a long one, but they're hyped up.
Hey, it's only a 70-mile trip. Tua finds Sewell. Yeah, so it's back to a three-point game.
Beautiful creation for Anaya Tua, getting into the lane, drawing the double. And UCLA wants to talk things over. It is a one-possession game. CBU is feeling it. Yeah, I mean, we see lower seeds sometimes have to borrow other schools' fans. That is not the case here. And what's remarkable about how close CBU is right now is their all-star, Chloe Webb, hasn't even gotten going yet. She just has 4 points here. She averages 21.
It's been a balanced attack, everybody chipping in. Let's see if Osborne can get going. Left the three short, but as she followed her miss, it's a couple of offensive boards for Osborne. And pass inside to Jaquez. There was a foul before that attempt. And it's the first foul on Chloe Lemon. I think Webb came in to try to knock that one away from Jaquez. So that's the first foul on the freshman from Omaha. And Jaquez is going to the free throw line. UCLA in the bonus. With 2:19 to go, the Bruins are just 27% from the floor shooting. But now 6 of 9 at the stripe. Jaquez has had some breakout games at times this year. Went for 30 earlier this season. Rice wants three and drains it.
And what an offensive rebound and pass out of a crowded block area from Angela Dugalich, who fired a fastball right to Charisma Osborne. One extra pass, unselfish play to get the Kiki Rice bucket.
So it winds up being a 4-point sequence on that end of the floor. 9 offensive rebounds for UCLA. Tua in the corner. Sizes up Jaquez out to Lemon. That one was impacted by Dugalich. Lead feed. She secures it on the end line but throws it away. This is Calhoun. No numbers. That pass taken away by Osborne. Brilliant defensive instincts, and to save it on the sideline.
Yeah, theatrical, falling out of bounds, throwing it behind the back, and making sure it didn't go right into the hands of CBU for an easy shot.
Got a lot of teams at the next level that are quite interested in Osborne's elite defense. Osborne's got it now. Crossover. Goes up with the right. Gets fouled. So Charisma Osborne is going to the free throw line with 1:01 to go in the half. UCLA by 7.
Charisma Osborne with the circus save here behind the back, and again just kind of having an instinct, because if you throw that to CBU, that's an easy layup. So somehow in the process of falling out of bounds, she's able to take a quick look back and throw it in the hands of her teammates.
This is Osborne's 5th year with the program. Southern California native. She's from Moreno Valley, which is just past Riverside. Went to high school a few miles from Westwood. What is it now? More than 2,200 career points. She's going to leave as the second leading scorer in program history. And a lot of folks think she is pretty much a bona fide first rounder this April for the upcoming WNBA draft.
Yeah, I mean, she brings so much. I think a lot of it is just the heart and the toughness she plays with, and we hear Corey Close speak highly to that, but also her impact on the defensive end. If you're a smaller guard, you have to be able to defend.
You know, she is cold shooting on the offensive side, but yeah, it's the defense. Her work on the glass has been significant in this one. Rice lays it up, gets fouled. And so Kiki Rice is going back to the stripe. So UCLA is going to shoot its 13th and 14th free throws of this game.
Kiki Rice so good in the open floor, getting to the rim, 5'11", using her length, athleticism, and UCLA has done a really nice job of getting to the free throw line on a night where the shots haven't fallen yet. Still shooting under 30%, but have gotten to the line a handful of times.
Well, they have found the ways, you're right, to keep this now a double-digit lead. The Lancers had sliced it back to a 3-point game. No pun intended, so it's a 7-0 run since.
And it was a good timeout by Corey Close once they had cut it to 3 to just kind of calm everybody down, almost like we talked to her about yesterday from that Pac-12 semifinal loss, to kind of remember who we are.
Playing with no Lauren Betts today, Close said yesterday she's optimistic she would be available should UCLA advance and play Monday. What'd she say, maybe 85%? That's likely in her estimation. There's a foul though on the drive. And there's another on Jaquez.
Yeah, we were told officially Lauren Betts' status is day to day. So obviously, you know, different from conference tournaments, you get the days in between here. Conference tournaments, you're going 3-4 days in a row. Here, there's a rest day, a time to get better. If you win, of course.
UCLA's leading scorer, plus one of the best shot blockers in the nation. He's 6'7". Well, in a lot of ways, this has been a very impressive effort from CBU in this first half. One here would get it back to 10 with 16.2 to go.
It's been really impressive, just the confidence they're playing with. In a building, yes, their fans are loud, but it's a lot of UCLA blue and gold here.
Osborne with 6 to shoot. Yes. Tua, eyes up, checks the timer. The heave hits the rim. That one was on target, but just a bit wide to the right. And so UCLA takes a 12-point lead into the break. At the free throw line. And so UCLA trying to strike first here to begin the third quarter. They earned the right to host a first and second round should they get there once again. Corey Close has guided this team to the NCAA tournament 8 times. They've advanced in all 7 of those prior appearances in this tournament. They would like to do that again. Jaquez for 3. That's good.
And that is a strong start to break that cold shooting, and it just working it around the horn, making the extra passes. Jaquez had a good start to the first half. See if they can get her going a little bit again.
She did, and now she has 10. The only scorer in double figures today. Webb has had a tough time scoring tonight. This is Osborne. Back-to-back jumpers are down for the Bruins. And a steal. This is Osborne. No look to Rice. Got it! And the foul! Wow! It's a 7-0 run in the first 51 seconds. Well, that'll solve a lot of problems.
Charisma Osborne, Kiki Rice. Sometimes when the team isn't playing well, you need your stars to step up and shine. Quick timeout for CBU. The Bruins red hot out of the locker room. Her eyes, UCLA looking for a little bit of positivity after a slow start in the first half.
Well, so they close out the first half on a 10-1 run. That was right after CBU got it back to a 3-point game. And so UCLA in less than a minute has got 8 points here, unanswered to start the second half. There's more pressure in the backcourt. CBU breaks it, and Webb is going to the free throw line. So Dugalich whistled for her second personal. UCLA has opened this one up very quickly. 20-point advantage over the 15 seed.
And without Lauren Betts, this is a little bit of a smaller and a quicker lineup. It allows them to do some different things defensively, like we saw the full court pressure there. But Chloe Webb, just as quick as anybody on the floor, getting herself to the line.
Well, what's critical if you're CBU for trying to remain in this game on this end of the floor?
Yeah, I think you have to stay keyed in on your personnel. Ooh, and that's been a weakness, just the size of UCLA, even without Betts. Hawkes, Duga-Leach. So the interior defense has to be shored up a little bit. You may have to send some doubles because you just don't have the size to match up one-on-one.
Barrington spins and scoops it up and in with the left. So Barrington now with 7. That's the senior from Vineyard, Utah.
And she missed some of the end of that first half with 3 fouls. She was pretty aggressive on both ends. So it's also a key to keep her on the floor and not pick up the 4th.
Oh, Nene Calhoun came over to knock that one away from Hawkes, when she wasn't expecting it. Bounced pass to Barrington, and she threw it away. Just too much pressure. Webb, though, takes it back. Barrington's got back-to-back.
Right into the Webb. Chloe Webb in the passing lane. An uncharacteristic one from Duga-Leach, throwing it right to the blue jersey.
Foul inside. It's an offensive foul. So Barrington took the right elbow from Duga-Leach. That's her 3rd.
Kinsley Barrington back off of the bench from the foul trouble, and Chloe Webb with the steal right over to Barrington. And then right on the next play, Barrington draws the offensive foul.
And so Iwala comes in now for Duga-Leach after those errors were compounded by the sophomore, pardon me, the junior from Illinois. Iwala trying to take it away. Barrington checks the timer. Comes to the jump stop. Bossk Duran. Barrington fires. Left that 3-way short, and Iwala down with the board. Here comes Osborne into the front court in a hurry, and she draws the foul on Calhoun. So you're seeing the physicality that UCLA can play with. You've got high IQ, experienced players. Osborne knows how to exploit the defense and use the physicality to her advantage. That's the second on Calhoun. Hawkes fires. Knocked up into the air. Rebound to Tua. Webb to Barrington. Got another.
What a look from Chloe Webb. Just the patience. Kind of seeing that play develop in slow motion. Knowing that Barrington had an open lane to the rim. And Barrington has played really well here to start the second half.
So now it's a 6-0 Lancers run. 1-2 from Jones. Left that one short. The jump shooting has been rusty today for UCLA. Who's that last touch by? No, there's a foul. And it's on Jones. Webb slow, but gets to her feet.
Kinsley Barrington just doing a nice job of running the floor here, getting rewarded by her guard. Chloe Webb up over the top, and Barrington leading the Lancers with 9 points.
Webb launches. This is the 3. CBU just 1 of 11 from downtown. They average 10 main threes per game. That's 5th in the nation. Osborne off balance fadeaway, and Barrington snatches that one away. So the long outlet to Bossk Duran. That's good transition defense from UCLA. They get back. Webb lost it, and Osborne scoops it up. Rice wants 3. That's short. Hawkes. Putback is good. Plus the foul.
Gabriella Hawkes making the most of entering the starting lineup here without Lauren Benz. How about the hops from Hawkes? She's really done a little bit of everything for UCLA. She shot the 3 ball, she's rebounded, she's attacked, and she is up to 14 points. Her average is about 10, so she's already ahead of that midway through the 3rd quarter.
The turnaround, missed everything. And UCLA takes over with 5:28 on the timer in the 3rd.
And you see the impact of the length defensively, specifically from Gabriela Hawkes. We've said her name a lot to start this 2nd half, but well defending a smaller, maybe a little bit quicker guard. Tua tried to create some space, but still able to contest it.
This is the first power conference team that California Baptist has played this year. Osborne with the latest bucket. Boy, that is a catch in traffic from Lemon. Rice has it on the move. Osborne down and out. New 20 for the Bruins. Hawkes way off. After the Tua miss, UCLA back the other way with a 19-point advantage. A near steal. Tua knocked it away, and she does come away with it. Sonntag chasing Lemon. A block off of CBU. Sonntag smothers Lemon. UCLA takes over. As we've mentioned, with Lauren Betts out today with the right foot injury, Hawkes has picked up the slack, if you will. This is her best scoring day since she went for 21 against Arizona in early February.
And it gives UCLA a little bit of a different look, a different identity, allows them to play a little bit quicker, mix things up defensively. No disrespect to Lauren Betts, but Hawkes is just an elite athlete that can get up and down the floor with the best of them.
That was an illegal screen that Corey Close is bothered by, if you will. So ball back to CBU. Hawkes part of that Superstar 22 class. It was the #1 rated class in the country. And so you got a player like Hawkes, a player like Sonntag. Again, 2 that are logging more minutes today with no bets. And these are sophomores coming off the bench here. Sonntag whistle for the foul. You know, she might have gotten away with one on that prior Lemon drive, so they whistle her on this occasion.
Well, Nene Calhoun put her on skates a little bit for a second. That one's a clear block. I mean, there was no contact on that one. But the one prior, going to a commercial, there was a lot of lower body contact.
Yeah, maybe the make good. Nene Calhoun, the senior from Riverside. She was in this tournament a couple years ago when she was at Hawaii, so with her hometown team now for her 2nd and now final year of college hoops. It's an 18-point game, 3:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Look at how quickly Rice attacks, finds Brown, one dribble, back out to Osborne. Extra pass, this is Jones. Yeah, puts it in.
And that's a perfect sequence for the way Corey Close wants them to play UCLA basketball. Kiki Rice could essentially break a press by herself, gets the ball to the middle of the floor, and then London Jones, one of the best 3-point shooters in program history already as just a sophomore.
So the 21-point cushion, or the first 20-point lead of the day for UCLA, was a brief one. Calhoun with her 2nd field goal. Brown fouled. So Cameron Brown, the veteran who comes off the bench, heads back to the free throw line. It was a 12-point game at the break, and then UCLA started the 2nd half on a 7-0 run, or rather 8-0 run in the first minute of the third quarter. So they have had their largest advantage of the day for much of this quarter now. 4 fouls on Tua. That's one of the starters for CBU, so she takes a seat. 120th game, by the way, for Cameron Brown, the fifth-year senior from Texas. So the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship second round continues tomorrow on CBS, TBS, and TNT. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. So we saw, remember, the Creighton women's program earlier today knock out UNLV and advance. The NCAA schedulers were nice to the fans in Omaha because the men's program, the Blue Jays, they're in action right now. They've got a 2-point lead over Oregon. So Creighton, one of the, what was it, about 20 programs or so, or both their men's and women's programs made both tournaments.
Yeah, the Creighton staff is to our left scouting this game, and they had the men's game pulled up. Kiki Rice, smooth as ever on that left side.
Kiki Rice now with 18 to lead all scorers. She's 5 of 9 from the floor, but she's done a lot of work at the line. 7 of 7 at the stripe. So Rice continues her rampage today. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Oh, wow, Calhoun. Oh, it's an ankle breaker and a bucket, so that'll at least ignite the CBU section for a moment.
Oh, my goodness. Nene Calhoun, and she did it to Kiki Rice. That's a tough player to drop. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, Nene Calhoun.
The redshirt senior, this, hey, might be your last game, and quite a highlight to take with you. Jones launches. That three is long and web down at the board. Oh, goodness. Jones goes down. Lemon shot blocked. Brown blocked the shot, but then still fouled her afterward. So 3 free throws coming. Jones is still a little ginger, if you will, getting back to her feet. That's London Jones, the sophomore sharpshooter. So Jones is going off with Alexa Blatt, the trainer. It's a tough sequence. Lemon at the line on the other end. Remember, she has 3 free throws. So we'll monitor what happens here for Jones moving forward. Lemon, by the way, turned in a fine debut season. Named to the WAC all-rookie team. Averaged 12 points per game at her freshman season. Hits all 3 of them. And so CBU back within 17. For Jones, as you saw, getting worked on there just beyond the bench. Dugalich. That triple is strong. Jaquez crashes hard. And another offensive rebound for UCLA. So they got 12. They're +6 in that category.
Jaquez can just, like a Hawkeye, I guess, sky in from nowhere to just out-jump everybody.
3 seconds to shoot. Rice was looking for Dugalich rolling. So it's a turnover. CBU, once down 22 a few moments ago, has got it here with 40 seconds to play in the quarter. Calhoun, get that out of here. Dugalich sends it right back to her. Calhoun trying to now swerve around the post player. Shot clock is off and UCLA has it with 24 to play in the third.
She had to get that back for Kiki. That was Calhoun who had made Kiki fall, and then Dugalich had to send her shot back to get a little revenge.
Yeah, a little vengeance. 12 seconds to go in the third. Osborne looks up, checks the timer. Dugalich comes to set the screen. She goes the other way from 15. That one bounces through. UCLA 10 minutes away from advancing in this NCAA tournament. They lead it by 19. So at the tail end of that third quarter, watch this sequence here. Star sharpshooter for UCLA, London Jones, lands awkwardly, trying to defend Chloe Webb. That crossover, she slipped. The right foot basically gave out underneath her, and then it looked like her left ankle just got caught underneath her body there. It's good to see her back with the team in the huddle here. She was taken off by the athletic trainer, Alexa Blatt.
When the game was close late in the first half, and then they were shot out of a cannon to start the second half. Those two have led the way, and great to see London Jones back in the game after looking at that tough replay.
Yeah, Mason comes back onto the floor immediately. UCLA already playing without Lauren Betts today. That pass is offline, and so CBU in a hurry back to this side of the floor. The WAC champions in their NCAA tournament debut. Lemon spins, throws it up, wild layup, taken down by Osborne. Osborne to Hawkes, there's a clear path to the rim. UCLA back ahead by 21.
I know Hawkes has had some big games throughout this season, but this kind of seems like a breakout moment. I mean, we're seeing some really special things that she's doing.
Yeah, now 17 for Hawkes. She's just one behind Rice, and she's been incredibly efficient. 7 of 9 from the floor, plus 5 rebounds. Calhoun gets that one to go. But these Bruins, they have been battle-tested all year. No team in America faced more ranked opponents, and no team in America won more games against ranked opponents this year. It was UCLA. They had 8 wins against AP top 25 ranked teams. Another giveaway. CBU on the move. Calhoun to Webb. There's back-to-back for the Lancers.
How special has Nene Calhoun been in this second half? And when we talked to CBU head coach Jared Olson yesterday, he just raved about the winning plays that she makes. They said she always does some special things within the games. We've certainly seen that tonight.
You know, Calhoun's got 5 steals today to go along with her 9 points and 4 boards. 17-point lead for UCLA. That one knocked to Dugalich, and she banks it in. Angela Dugalich, in her return to the court this year, missed all of last season with the ACL injury, has the home team back in front by 20. And
Charisma Osborne saved the possession. She almost had an up-and-down travel call, kind of knocked it over to her in the last second.
Barrington gets all 3 of those.
Barrington has been impressive as well. Her inside-outside prowess. She's being really physical in the post, even though she's been undersized much of the time.
Jones left it short. Calhoun, this is a long-range triple. Splashes it from deep. Timeout UCLA. That triple has it back to a 14-point game with inside of 7 minutes to go. It's a 6-0 Lancer run.
First NCAA tournament for California Baptist. Nene Calhoun is liking the UCLA Nets. California Baptist had been transitioning from Division II. Last year was the first year they were eligible for the postseason. So winning it this year in their second year eligible, and their first appearance in the big dance, and they have been impressive against a really good UCLA team.
CBU from Riverside, about 70 miles from Westwood. Iwala count the basket and the foul. So that puts an end to the 6-0 CBU run with 6:46 to play in this one.
Little ball screen and roll. CBU did a nice job of sliding over into help, but Christine Iwala just too big, too strong, right through the help defense and one.
UCLA has stretched its lead to as many as 22. Oh, the layup missed at the rim. That's Webb, the WAC player of the year. who could not get it to go. That would have had it back to a 14-point game. So we have seen these spurts from the Lancers to get it back to a more of a manageable deficit, though time is really running out here. The winner of this one faces Creighton in a round of 32 matchup on Monday. And Iguala now has back-to-back, the sophomore from San Antonio. Iguala takes it away. Here comes Osborne. She's a blur. The veteran leaves it for Jaquez, gets hit, and then missed the layup. Webb saves it, but right to Jaquez. Rice sticks with it and heads back to the free throw line.
UCLA, the top rebounding team in the country in terms of rebounding margin. They're at about a plus 14 over opponents, and one of the elite offensive rebounding teams. They rebound about 41% of their own misses.
It's incredible. And so what do you think they're at right now? Plus 14 on the glass today, so they're right on the number. That is an astounding number. To be plus 14 on an average basis.
And tonight they're without their leading rebounder, Lauren Betts, who gives them 9 rebounds per game. So the team has really stepped up as a team rebounding tonight.
So CBU has displayed incredible resilience and fight quite often tonight. Box Duran knocks down that triple. So even right here, responses to some of UCLA's momentum-stealing plays. However, it is a tall task facing, quite simply, one of the best teams in the nation all year. They start 14-0, UCLA does, with really impressive wins against UConn. On the road at Arkansas. They beat Florida State. They won at Ohio State. Remember, they beat a Princeton team that also made the tournament this year. Their first loss wasn't until mid-January. You go 13-5 in the league. You're the finished second. So just across the board, consistently one of the best in the nation this year.
And we just saw a reason why. That was a really cool moment. Corey Close was furious at London Jones for that turnover. She went to the bench and said, get in the game, get her out. But then she brought London Jones over, gave her a little hug, and talked to her about what she didn't like about that play. That's the kind of tough love that Corey Close gives her players.
Very thoughtful, unique head coach. They're philosophical in a lot of ways. This is now her 13th season guiding this program, and it just seems like the bar continues to raise. You know, they've never been to a Final Four. The deepest they have made it in this tournament, an Elite Eight twice, and most recently in 2018.
Well, she has it all going right now, just recruiting-wise, looking at this sophomore class. Kiki Rice, Gabriela Jaquez, Lauren Betts, London Jones. I mean, there's a lot to like about playing at UCLA right now.
There's Jaquez. She steps out, fires from deep. Oh, it's knocked over to Calhoun, and she comes down with another rebound. 2 Lancers go tumbling. No real numbers here, but Webb's going to let it fly. Misses the 3, and Rice down with another rebound. Been a well-rounded game for Kiki Rice. With 20 points, now 7 boards. Osborne from 15, that's pure. It's just a very battle-tested team. And has had a pretty special formula all year. You know, so let's bring up a point that Close had mentioned to us yesterday. We keep talking about CBU's. They've gone on some runs. They've gotten it back to 12. They've gotten it back to 14 at times. So Coach Close, she's got the director of analytics, the extraordinaire Sam Skinner, who tracks what she calls next play speed. They're so good at responding to a mistake, to a team scoring. So she calls that, what's our next play speed? How well are we performing after turnovers, after an opponent goes on a run, let's say. And so we've just seen UCLA in a very professional manner just keep rebuilding a large lead against this 15 seed.
Yeah, I mean, that next play response, next play speed, I think it's really been on display, especially in the second half. And it was really interesting to hear there's Osborne knocking down the triple, but just how much they rely on these analytics. Sam, I was like, he should be running the country. I need him to run the analytics on my life, because he seems to have it all figured out. But they really get into the math and the science and the numbers game.
You need your own director of analytics. Is that what I'm hearing?
It wouldn't hurt. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's another foul on Brown with 3:23 to go. Now, winning is in the DNA of this program. Has been for a long time. And you can make the argument. Parrington, by the way, has had a heck of a game. You can make the argument in this last decade stretch, basically the most prolific, at least in UCLA's NCAA era, in terms of how many tournaments they're reaching, where they're finishing in the Pac-12, and how deep they are advancing in this tournament. Iwala says, give me one more. Headed to the line, trying to complete the three-point play.
Christine Iwala, I mean, add another one of these talented sophomores to the couple we have already been mentioning. She's been on a mission tonight when she has gotten the ball. Efficient in her moves, one dribble, using the strength. Really nice minutes off the bench.
So it looks like UCLA dodged a bullet in terms of anything wrong with London Jones. Oh, wow, Iwala! A vicious takeaway, and she's going to the free throw line. Putting her body on the line there. Iwala with some impressive late game minutes. You see the passion just ooze out now.
Christine Iwala getting it done on both ends. The center getting in the passing lane. Taking it to the opposite rim, getting fouled. We were just praising her, and she gives us another one for the highlight reel.
So it looks like UCLA is on a collision course with Creighton in the round of 32. That would be on Monday. These two met in this building 6 years ago in the round of 32. UCLA advancing and knocking out Creighton that year. But I mean, that'll certainly be an interesting battle. Creighton hit 15 threes earlier today. That's, of course, if UCLA certainly looks like it's in position to close things out, barring some miracle run by CBU.
Yeah, this would set up quite an interesting matchup. Just, oh, London Jones around and out.
Every part of the rim, and dramatically, too. Iwala going back to work. Nope, out to Jaquez. And she's fouled, so Jaquez with free throws coming up in a moment.
We're back to the Creighton matchup. Just the way that Creighton shot the ball today. I mean, that is a tough team to face at any point of the season, any round of the tournament. A team that reached the Elite Eight 2 seasons ago.
Some of these CBU players going to get their send-off, the ovation and the appreciation from the very impressive traveling party that made it out here from Riverside. Barrington with 16. She takes a seat. She led all Lancer scorers. Boss Duran. Chloe Webb, whose college career is going to be coming to a close now. The fifth-year senior was the unanimous WAC Player of the Year. Yeah, this was someone who was not some feared player when she started at UC Irvine. Came here, put the work in, the staff developed her, and you know what an honor she's going to leave her college career with, the WAC Player of the Year award. Jones, how did she steal that one? Gets the foul, and London Jones is going back to the free throw line. And I would not be surprised if someone said this ain't going to be the last time we see CBU in this tournament.
Absolutely not. I mean, credit to Jared Olson. He's been there for 12 years through all of these different transitional periods. And he's got kind of a sly smile on his face right now, really happy to be in this moment for the university.
So remember, coverage of this NCAA Women's Championship, it continues tomorrow with the round of 32. And then you see the championship game Sunday, April 7th in Cleveland. And you can catch every single game on our ESPN family of networks. And so, Kim, only one lower-seeded team, even in the Elite 9 matchups, only one lower-seeded team advanced in this round of 64. That was Middle Tennessee erasing the 18-point deficit in a big win against Louisville. So it'll face LSU tomorrow. How about London Jones? Finally got that one to go down. Jones now the 4th Bruin into double figures. She has 12. And so with a minute to go, everybody senses it. It looks like for an 11th straight appearance in this tournament, UCLA is going to win a game and advance. The question, though, this year, how far are they going to go? Rice left the 3 short. This collection of Bruins, they have Final Four aspirations. They want to get there for the first time in program history. Shot clock is off now after the miss. And so UCLA is going to face Creighton on Monday. Back inside Pauley Pavilion in a second-round battle. They met here 6 years ago in the round of 32. UCLA won that one. What will happen Monday, we will find out. But these Bruins score 84, and they knock out CBU.
And that was good sportsmanship there from Charisma Osborne, because she was 1 assist away from a triple-double. So she decides to dribble it out instead. Real close to getting it on the second-to-last possession on the kick out to Kiki Rice. That one was close, but what a performance for the 5th-year senior. Without Lauren Betts, down their leading scorer at moments. She just really put the team on her back. How about the 15 boards from the guard spot?
Impressive. And so UCLA is marching on to the round of 32.